We've got a low departing the North Island very slowly as we track another low that's coming in for the South Island on Friday. Hi, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us for our typical spring forecast. In fact, we've even got a wintry change coming next week for the very south for a day or two as well. But today's video, it is all about this low that is slowly moving away and the next low that is coming in quite quickly actually on Friday. So we'll kick off with this one. Now it is doing two things across Wednesday. Number one, it is driving in more heavy rain to the eastern side between East Cape and Wairarapa Upper, mostly around Hawke's Bay, and it is partially fueled by the subtropics. So that's why we're getting a wetter than usual run at the moment around there. The second feature is the strong winds coming back around the western side of the North Island, mostly coastal areas, but in particular Auckland, the wind tunnel through there with the sou'westers, and they could get up to gale force at times, maybe even a couple of isolated power cuts as a result of that, but then it does slowly fade away. And the South Island, once again, you're kind of on the outer edges of it for now. So Thursday, it's a bit of a breather. Here's the low we're talking about. This is the leftovers of it, sort of merging with another system and drifting well away from us. It is becoming dry on the eastern side, so there'll be a bit more rain through until tonight. Then it dries up and the sou'westers come in and should be a sunnier Thursday for you and milder as well, although it hasn't really been cold. High pressures just to the north. That does encourage more windy weather around the Auckland area, but it is not as bad. Peak winds are really today, and then they ease gradually as we get into tonight, and they gradually fade out by the end of tomorrow. So you've got another day of wind, but not as bad as it will be for Wednesday. Now here's the developing rain band and new low. So you'll get some showers turning to rain later on the west coast, and then by Friday, that low deepens out of the Tasman, and here comes our second low. This one's got its eyeballs more so on the South Island, so you're going to find heavy rain pushing into the western side there, but the low is looking towards this side more than the North Island. But you will get some strong wind on Friday. Gale force winds are developing in this zone, so that will be pushing through the usual areas, through the Southern Alps and through Cook Strait. By the time we get to Saturday, that second low already moving away, much faster than the one we've got at the moment. So it jumps over the South Island, and then we've got the typical spring-like southwest to westerly change behind it. And as you can see, it doesn't really go up to the north of the country. You'll have a couple of showers around Saturday. That's really about it. And then showers really along the western side with blustery conditions through central areas. And our final map for Sunday shows really pretty much more of the same. The winds might be a little bit warmer on Sunday. They'll turn a little bit more northwest, still a bit strong in some places. Rain returns to the west coast. In fact, the rainfall totals on the west coast are quite high between the end of this week and going into the start of next week. And speaking of the start of next week, we don't have the maps for it, but westerly winds continue and they might turn colder around Tuesday. We'll give you more details about that in our next video, which will be out on Thursday. And that's all from me for today.